Right. When I was asked to give this talk about the subject area, I was asked to look at the elephant in the room, which is encryption. And also because I'm an academic, I'm going to try and teach you a few things. Encryption is probably one of the weakest areas in the whole of cybersecurity. I've seen PhD graduates in cybersecurity really struggle with some of the basic concepts around that. So I'm going to give you an overview of some key areas that are really relevant just now. Okay, so we'll have a look at salting. So we've been talking about passwords. We'll have a look at multi-factor authentication, how to encrypt your data, and those key pairs. What's key pairs? What have they got to do with you? Okay, because I'm an academic, I like to abstract things, and I like to keep things nice and simple. So Bruce and I came up with a basic model that we all work with. We like to keep things simple, public, private, DMZ, and that's it. Okay, that's nice and simple. So meet the team. Okay, so there's a team, Bob and Alice, and so what we really want to make sure is that Bob can communicate with Alice quite happily, and we authenticate Bob to Alice and Alice to Bob. 40 years has gone past, and we still cannot say that whoever sent me an email was actually the person. What a crazy world that we live in. 40 years has gone past, and I still can't tell if someone that sent an email is correct. In fact, my Outlook Exchange blocks anybody with a digital certificate and says, scary person, don't trust this person. They've signed it. That doesn't look quite right to me. So we've got, unfortunately, a clown in between. Okay, that's Eve. I don't know why we call her a clown. I don't know, we just adopted that. We could be the clown, okay, if we're adversarial, if we're a pen tester, we can be the clown, but the clown isn't a sporty little kid in a bedroom in Shetland. Our adversaries are serious, organized criminals, as we'll see. And the internet, like it or not, is made up of Trent. Trent provides us with the basic security of the internet, but nobody understands Trent. Who here can, hand on heart, say they really do understand PKI and the revocation of certificates and so on? It's a nightmare. It's a disaster. And it's a disaster waiting to happen. So clowns are nice, okay? Clowns are good. McDonald's clowns are very nice. But unfortunately, clowns are getting a very bad name for themselves. And the clowns are banned. I hate to say it, so don't go out tonight with a clown outfit on because you might get arrested. So clowns are getting a very bad name just now. This is a real article that someone is politely terrorizing. I don't know what that means. Boo! You go, oh, you're a clown. Oh, okay, that's fine. So that's really what we're trying to defend against. So here's some of the other actors that Bruce came up with. Probably identify a few of them. There, can anybody identify one or two? Chuck. That's Chuck Powers, yeah. Chuck is one. Any other ones? No, that one. Bowie. No, Bowie's not one. Dave is one. Any more? Wendy. That's Wendy there, yeah. Carol, well done. Miss Piggy. She wasn't one of them. I don't think she was even thought about. Peggy. Okay, that's Peggy, Victor, Oscar, Craig, Grace, Chuck, and so on. So that was the whole, meet the gang. That's the gang. But don't you just hate when the guy in Starbucks is really friendly to you? Hi, how are you? Okay, and what's your name? Well, we kind of play a little game. My name's Walter. My name's Bubblise, and they write it on. My name's Carol with a C, but unfortunately they didn't like my name being Carol with a C, so they spelled it with a K. So then I said, Trent. I'm Trent. Okay, you can trust me. They didn't get that joke at all. And then I said, my name is Victor. And then I said, I'm Bob Eve. And I was really building up to call myself Eve, and I just didn't want to do it. I'm Bob Eve, you know, French Bob Eve, you know. How do you spell that? B-O-B-E-V-E. Okay, Bob Eve. It's a crypto joke, but they don't get it. But then, this is in Edinburgh, if you want to go to Starbucks, and then they kind of got on to me. If you look here, it's a little smiley face. I said it was Mallory, and they wrote on it a little smiley face. So they were on to me, and I knew they were, because nobody's called Mallory these days. I asked for Eve, and they gave me Steve. I just can't get them to call me Eve at all. I don't know what it is. And some people have said, well, maybe we should call their daughters Bob and Eve. I have 3 sons, so I've never had the opportunity to call one of them Alice, which is really unfortunate. But none of them are called Bob. Okay, I'm going to teach you a little bit of crypto here. And please, if you don't understand this, then you're in the majority, even cybersecurity. Okay? So the first principle, secret key the door. I have a key, you have a key, and we share it. That's wonderful. And then somebody came along, but how do we pass the key? If Eve is listening, how are we going to get the key? Key exchange. Key exchange, lovely bit of mathematics. We can talk, but unfortunately, it was easily hacked. So this is secret key. That's what goes on when you contact Google. That's your stream. That's the workhorse of the industry. If you want something to be fast, this is the one you use. And then you've got the wonderful public key. Public key, the magic of it is that if I encrypt with one key, I can decrypt with the other key. What an amazing little thing, but what a disaster it has actually caused. And where is it used? Well, we've also got one-way hash. That's how we hash our passwords. We take a word, and even now, the best ISPs and the best security companies in the world haven't a Scooby. And the big problem is soft devs. Let's name them, and let's give them a title. They are the biggest pain in the something. They cause most of the problems in cybersecurity because they haven't a clue about this. They haven't a clue about hashing. Oh, that's for somebody else to do. Oh, it's fine, looks okay to me. So here's the problem, certificates, and who really understands them. We buy that, we buy a key pair, and then we extract that. But don't tell a sysdev or a DevOps, because they go and send out the public and the private key and a certificate and put a password on, such as QWERTY, and they think that's really smart. Okay? If you've got a Lenovo laptop, that's basically what happened. It took 1 minute for the person to crack the public and private key. When someone went to Starbucks with a Lenovo, they had a little group around them. Oh, it's nice. Hello, hello. Because everybody knew that anybody with a Lenovo had a problem, and that everybody knew the private key for the tunnel that they actually created. Okay, so I'm going to explain basically what happens here. But Bob signs with his private key, okay, and then proves his identity with his public key. Okay, that's the magic key. He signs with his private key, and he proves himself with his public key. That's the magic of the internet. Every time you connect to Amazon or Google, basically this thing is happening. And it's coming to a town near you that in the future, virtually every site will be encrypted and will require a certificate. Okay, so let's do a little bit of quiz here. Okay, I won't ask you these, because you'll probably get them wrong. Do the majority of companies know how many encryption keys that they have? Of course they do. And how many keys, certificates do they have? Surely it's maybe 10. If you're lucky, that's fine. And what's going to be the hit for you? If you're a reasonable sized company, what's going to be the hit for you? Okay, so this is the problem, is that we have certificates. I'm an insider. I work in your company. I can get access to your certificate, and there's a password on it. So the big problem is the leakage of your private key. If they can get your private key, they've got your SSH, and they're into your cloud, and you don't exist anymore. As a company, you have no trust anymore. So it's the elephant in the room, and the elephant in the room is crypto. This survey here found that 90% of organizations were kind of stuffed when it comes to any security if they use tunnels, and we all know that. So what do? We buy a Palo Alto device and we break the internet. Oh, great, we're breaking the internet. I've been into so many companies where it looks like you're sending Gmail and it looks like the certificate is there, but I know for a fact that the company is mining their Gmail for anything that's actually sent. And then you've got 68% of CIOs think that the stealing of encryption keys and certificates is a significant threat and are being held back. The average cost of a breach for a trust infrastructure, that's if you still exist as a company, $400 million. And that was the survey that identified that. And there's major weakness in this. And that 51% of all companies haven't a Scooby about the number of key pairs that you have. I wouldn't name names, but I have been to companies and there are public and private keys all over the place. There are different roles for people creating them, consuming them, and so on. And don't talk about SIFS devs. They have no clue, really, what a certificate, and will generally self-sign their own certificates anyway. So there we go, 17,807 key pairs. That's what an average, decent-sized company across the world. And how are you going to keep track of all of those? You're going to buy a piece of software, hopefully, and keep a track. 18%, 1 in 5, think that in the next few years they're going to be stuffed. They're going to lose some keys, and let's hope it's not a CA. If it's a CA, we're all stuffed. If Google loses their keys, basically every Google communication that was ever sent will be broken. It's kind of a scary thing. It's like Heartbleed ++. 7% think there'll be a man in the middle, compromise attack. 3% think in the next 2 years an SSH key, a server key theft, and 18%. You wouldn't believe how many companies are out there that still are exposed to logjam, Heartbleed even. They just, the server works, it's fine. They did a recent survey of the police sites in the UK, and they found, I think the Met Police went from an A to a C because somebody forgot to add in the certificate. You wouldn't believe the number of police sites that you can go to that you post a concern and it's not HTTPS. That's kind of schoolboy stuff. If you're posting something, you want to be seeing that certificate in there. This gives an example here of a certificate being cracked. PFK is a binary file with a password, little brute force. People don't put big passwords on encryption keys. So something that takes a trillion years to crack is cracked in a minute. The massive keys, I have 256-bit AES keys, but how are those keys protected? A password. All right, okay. Well, that's a problem. So DLP and data loss in general is causing a significant problem. The average breaches are up 2.1 million for 10,000 records, 6.7 for 50,000. The average cost per breach is $16 per record. That's a lot. Oh, 5 minutes, good. And it's still malicious and criminal attacks that are causing the main problems. And it's health, it's not finance, it's health that's the key problems. So how do you spot a cyber criminal? Okay, so this is the guy who's the head of Swift. And he says, you basically identify them as they've got a hoodie on, that's me. They're hunkered over a keyboard, that's me, running Python, and so on. So if the head of Swift thinks that cybersecurity is about these types of guys, we're all stuffed. Because that's what happened. Basically, somebody went and hacked them, and they could have got away with another 20 million if they'd used a spell checker. Foundation. You kind of think they'd say, can I just check the spelling of that? before we go live, because there's 20 million at stake here, but they only got 81 million. They had a second-hand switch and no security at all, and they went after the weakest country in the world, almost. So we have a problem, and the problem is this: we're just increasing the amount of threats every single day. I can't find Yahoo there, but it's really big. It's bigger than everything there. Is it on the right-hand side? That's good, well spotted. And the problem is that we're still back in the dark ages. Basically, we've secured machine to machine. Oh, great. We still haven't secured person to person. Who uses PGP? Hardly anyone, because it's a nightmare to configure. And where does the greatest cybersecurity, where is the greatest cyber criminal in the world? Where was he? He wasn't there. He was in Glasgow. This is a chap in Glasgow. He loved his smart cars, and he paid these two lovely ladies £150 for every record from Lloyd's. So they worked in Lloyd's. They were the insiders. He passed it on, and he said, "Hello, I'm from your bank. You've been hacked. A guy called King. I've got all your details here. Everything's fine. Just give me your username and password for your smart card." "Oh yeah, no problem. That's really bad." But then he went and stole 113 million over 18 months or so, 2 million from solicitors. Solicitors, you go after them because the money is going in and out of their account. He jammed the telephone exchange of the solicitors' firms so that when they were trying to contact the solicitors' firms, they couldn't get through. So everybody thinks they're safe. Not one penny was paid back to these solicitors' firms. They nearly went bust because it was their fault that did it. You're covered if you do it by Visa, but if you're a company and you're negligent, you'll pay for it, and you'll pay big. So we talked about passwords earlier. This is the type of machine. I don't know where you would want to use that password, but that password is cracked within 21.9 seconds using a GPU from your son's PlayStation, if you want. But there's also great things. I used to love in these days, we used to be able to sit on a computer. It had 1 megabyte of memory. That was the supercomputer of the past. But now you've got quantum computers, and you've got hash crackers, and so on. So it's whether you should solve or not. And if given the choice, in the LinkedIn hack, 750,000 people will select the password 123456, closely followed by LinkedIn, password, and so on. If LinkedIn and Adobe can't solve, then we're really stuffed. So in the Adobe hack, nearly 1.9 million people selected 123456, closely followed by 1234567889. They'll never guess that one. So we have a problem, and the problem is that nobody has a clue what SOLT is all about. That's what it looks like from a technical point of view, and you make it more difficult, but all the passwords are hacked anyway because there's massive rainbow tables available to anybody if they want them. And there's also super fast hash methods. What you really want is to be in the relegation zone. If you want to hash, make it as slow as you can, and then it'll make it longer for them to hack it. And so I have Virgin Media, and I've told them so many times, why is QWERTY11 a good password? And why can I only use 10 characters? I can't use my passphrase. So all that stuff about passphrases, you can't do it with your ISP. And somebody should tell them that that's coaxial cable. That's not fiber. Okay, if somebody's from Virgin is here, that's coaxial cable. It's rubbish. Okay, but they say it's great. That's fiber cable. Anybody from Virgin Media here? Good. I know you're here, but you're not saying so. Okay, so I sent them a lovely little email and LinkedIn posts. I've blogged about it, I've tweeted it, and so on. And so I started off there, and they responded back to me, and then somebody says, well, at least you've got a router that works. And the cheek of it is that they started to follow what she was saying. And they go, "Hi, Lillian, anything we can help you with?" I go, "Hello, I started this tweet. I'd like some resolution. It's taken you 2 years, and I keep the, no, oh, thanks, we'll help you with that. Thanks very much. Oh, we're getting a problem." And then they went on, and I felt like saying, "Hello, can you fix the problem?" So they still haven't fixed it. If you have a look yourself, you'll see it's still there. I want to do a last few little things here. So this is an email that got through my corporate account. And the reason it got through is it's encrypted. The stupid email filtering system isn't savvy enough to run the code and read it in. So there's the encryption key here. And there's the message. And that's what it's interpreted as. And I click on that. Okay, so these guys they're smart. They'll get through your systems like anything. And I did it myself. I click on all the things. So I clicked on that one, and I got infected. But look, I fixed it. So it was okay. I took a virtual machine, I ran a Mac, I ran Windows, I took it back. And I engaged with them. So I'm so sorry about this. This was sent to me, so I'm quite within my rights to respond back. So they sent me this. I don't know if you've had this one. "Do you want a bouncy castle?" I go, "Yes, I'll have a bouncy castle." So I said, "Yeah." There you go. There's the bouncy castles. Go and have a look at the site. It's excellent. I said, yeah, very interested in bouncy castle. Can you send me more details? Do you have a clown? Okay. Do you have a clown? Oh, yeah. These are real emails, by the way. So, yeah, we got clowns. There we go. Got that one and that one. And you can see the clowns. This one really goes over the top with that's a kid's nightmare, I think. If you've got a carny clown fear, that is a real problem. Okay, that's what it looks like. So then you kept going, and I called myself Trent. Okay, oh, please don't arrest me for this. They said, "Trent, is there any updates on the clown castle I can help with this?" I said, yeah, go for it. I've got a conference coming up. Could you have a really big thing that all the people can bounce on? You go, yeah. It's out the back if you want to give it a try later. That's what we're going to do in our extra 15 minutes that we've got. Okay, and this just looks weird, actually. I didn't ask the price, but I think that's going to be expensive. And then I said, "Have you got a Christmas one?" You go, yeah, we've got Christmas ones in there. So I can't get them off my back now. So this happened to me, a cybersecurity professor. Is this going to work? We think this is going to work, hopefully. No sound. Let me try. Is it going to work? Let me see. Can you click on the video? Go on. Press that button. Are we hearing anything?
Okay, right. I'm ready. Could you just tell me again what the problem is?
Saturday morning, 8:30.
Pardon me, your voice is not coming through. Can you say that once again?
Could you tell me what the problem is?
Are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay. Can you tell me what the problem is?
Your computer has registered some error notifications which shows that some harmful infections, okay, malware and virus entered in the computer, okay? So let me know, have you noticed that your computer is running slow or it is not working as you are wanted it to?
Yeah, that's exactly what's been happening.
Okay, and since how long you are doing like that?
Oh, about 1 week.
1 week? Okay. Can you tell me, what are your activities on the computer?
Doesn't want to know.
Just use the internet, Word, and so on.
So when you visit any website, so do you see lots of advertisements over there?
Just the normal ones.
Okay, let's check the error reports first.
Okay, thanks. Can you see? Can you actually see what's on my computer just now?
Pardon me?
Can you see what's on my computer?
No, I cannot see your computer.
Oh.
I'll guide you with some technical steps. Okay, then you can check it over there. All right?
But how did you know that there was something on my computer?
No, I'm not getting inside your computer.
But did you know there was something on my computer?
Yes, actually, your computer sends those error notifications. Okay?
Oh,
So you know your computer has a error notification system. When your
okay.
computer gets any kind of harmful infections inside it, it automatically sends the notification to Windows Server.
Oh.
Okay? So from there, the Windows solutions, the developers who created the software, they gather those notifications to see if their product is working fine or not, if there is any problems that they are running over there. So that's how we came to know that your computer is also one of the computers which got infected with some viruses. Okay.
And are you from Microsoft?
No, we are not from Microsoft. Our company name is eMethod Technologies.
I've no idea
Sorry,
what you
say that
said there.
again?
Our company name is eMethod Technologies, Private Limited.
Technologies, I think.
And where are you based?
Pardon me?
What country are you based in?
I'm calling you from London.
From London.
Aye, right.
What street?
25th Street,
He's struggling
building
now.
number 420.
Does Wellington Street
420.
exist? Does Wellington Street exist?
What
yeah?
street?
Wellington? 420 Wellington Street.
Wellington Street. Okay, that's great.
That's
Thank
Wellington
you.
Street.
And what do I need to do?
You need to run a scan on the computer. If you find the virus, kill it.
Okay, thank you. What do I do?
So then he hung up, okay? It was taking too long. I should have been more naive. I should, oh, Sonny, thanks very much. I've got a problem with my computer. Yeah. So what they do is they set you up with a service that releases your virus. They'll send you a free service. And then sometimes they'll actually set up a remote desktop. If that's not the most scary thing ever, they'll get you to download a remote desktop, and then they'll be into your computer, and they can do whatever they want in there. So that was a real call last week. It happened on a Saturday morning at 8:30. You know, you're all happy at that time. So you'd just love to get a phishing email, a phishing thing. Okay, so that was a brief introduction to encryption, and I hope you've learned something. Thank you.